No, hold it. That's not polite. I get the first shot!
Hey gang, Uncle Todd and Sonny here, and we are going in for some gut-munching zombie flicks for this Thanksgiving season. Yeah! Because nothing says Thanksgiving like a bunch of undead zombies walking around eating people. And it's a nice time with last season when we did cannibals. We are looking at Hell of the Living Dead, which puts us back into the respectable hands of Bruno Mattei. And also we have a script by, what was his name? Claudio Fragrasso, who directed some pretty fun Italian flicks himself. Now, this has several different names. We have Virus, Zombie Creeping Flesh, Dusk of the Dead, Zombie of the Savannah, Night of the Zombies. Still doing that, huh? Most importantly, Zombie 4. Why Zombie 4? Well, glad you asked. Dawn of the Dead, in its European cut, was named Zombie. Then, when Lucio Fulci came out with Zombie, it got renamed Zombie 2. And Zombie Flesh Eaters. Then we had two other films that came out after it. Zombie Holocaust, also known as Dr. Butcher MD, which was also released as Zombie 3. Then there was Burial Ground, also released as Nights of Terror, and again, Zombie 3. Not to mention the fact that there is also another film whose original title was Zombie 3. That came out much later. Yeah. But even better than all that stuff, we have one of the best soundtracks Goblin ever put out. Why is that? Because they didn't actually make a soundtrack for this film. They wanted too much money for an original soundtrack, so they just grabbed tracks from earlier films Zombie made. Got some Goblin made soundtracks for. I have recognized at least 2 tracks from the aforementioned Zombie, and one from Alien Contamination, which was a Claudio Fragassi movie. And also some tracks by Louis Bacalova. And we also have some documentary footage put in for tie-in with the plot and for production value, mostly from a documentary called Des Mortis, which had to do with cannibal tribes. We also have a lot of nature footage, some of which creatures, animals that aren't actually from the area the film is set, which is New Guinea. Well, we open at a plant, a chemical plant, headed by the Hope organization in New Guinea, or an island off of New Guinea. And one of the workers finds a dead rat, which he shouldn't be finding because this is a very sanitary place. There shouldn't be any rats in there at all.
Incredible. How could it get in?
Don't know.
Look out!
I've had worse.
Oh, jeez! Oh, hi. Luckily, Taz is here to help us keep calm during this strenuous, stressful situation. Talk about flesh eating. Anyway, this leads to a gas leak, and so the guys up in the control room grab some gas masks to go down to see what the heck happened.
Tis but a scratch.
She's very excited because these are the kind of zombie movies she likes. You know, where the zombies win. Oh, I just gave a spoiler, didn't I? Oh, well, everybody that knows Italian horror knows that. Anyways, pandemonium breaks out, and the lead guy, he heads back to his office and locks himself in, knowing full well they're all doomed, but he's got to lay down the last of his notes.
Experimental project Operation Sweet Death must be considered a complete failure. Some kind of degenerative process has begun, which may be catastrophic for everybody. May God forgive us.
Maybe you should have thought about all that forgiveness stuff before you started on something called Sweet Death. Anyway, no time to deal with that stuff. We gotta head over to, I believe, Rome, where the hostage situation and the Interpol SWAT team has been called in to deal with it.
Hold it right there! Drop your gun.
Hi, keeper.
Jim Carter.
Hi, keeper.
Holy crap! Talk about take no prisoner attitude. That one guy already laid his gun down there. Wow. Well, let's see if the head terrorist has anything to say to explain why they took these hostages.
First they'll kill you, and afterwards they'll be eaten, devoured by men like you, your brothers.
Well, that was clear as mud. And no time to contemplate that. They've got their next assignment. A nice one. Island of Guam. Beautiful women. Easy assignment. Doesn't turn out to be that way, though.
Airport and village both deserted. Nobody to guide us, and for transport we had to steal this heap of junk.
Not steal. That would make us criminals. We merely borrowed it.
Also, they cannot contact their base, so they're just going to have to push on. Well, that's been happening. We are introduced to famed television reporter Lisa, her cameraman Mac, and a woman named Josie, her husband, and her son. Her son is suffering because he got bit by one of these people that's been attacking everybody. And they're in this village, and it seems to be deserted. So everybody but the father goes out to look for somebody, anybody. While they're gone, the son dies. Or does he?
Is only mostly dead.
I don't think things are going to go well for the dad. But the mom did find someone.
Father, what's wrong with you?
Jeez! Warn a guy next time. Wonder what's happening with Lisa and Mac. Yeah, good advice there. Well, luckily, the SWAT team has arrived and have seen that there's a village down there, and we get one of the greatest lines ever uttered in a film.
Buildings have people in them. I think we'll go and investigate.
If ever there was a time to use the term, "Thanks, Captain Obvious," it was now. Well, they get there where they find Lisa and Mac. No sign of Josie. Oh, as for the father and son? Sorry. Kind of made me hungry. Yeah. They find some more zombies too. And so while our leader, Mike London, is dealing with the homicidal child, Osborne and what is his name? Thanks. You're covering up my notes. Zontaro finds some other zombies and discover that there's a problem in dealing with them.
Whew! These mothers have got more lives than a cat.
Inconceivable.
Yeah, I'd say they do. Wonder if they'll hit on the one vulnerable area zombies usually have. There you go, you got it now. Well, now that they have this information, which they seem to ignore a lot throughout the rest of the film, they make quick work of the zombies that are there, fortunately including the little boy, and then head on with their mission, taking the journalists with them. After a while, they start hearing the cannibal tribes and their drums. Very ominous. And they're between them and the river they need to get to. What are they going to do? Luckily, they have Lisa with her.
I'll have to go ahead and meet them and go alone. You're not rugged, it's true.
Oh, Bruno. I knew you'd find some way to slap some nudity into this. Anyway, after she strips down, she puts on the skimpiest grass skirt you've ever seen, paints her face and her chest, and goes on ahead. But when they get to the village, after we're shown a lot of footage of tribes dancing and whatnot, she gives them these orders.
Now I'll go ahead alone. You can join me in an hour, and don't use your guns.
Well, what does all this entail for her in those 2 hours? Well, she runs into the camp, makes some signs, drinks some liquid. One of them takes his mask off and puts it on her head, and they do a little dancing. Everything's fine, and the soldiers come in. She changes back into her civilian clothes. There's a bit of celebration, since they're all welcome to the tribe. And then this happens at night.
Jim Carter!
We'll have to shoot our way through!
Hi, keeper!
Don't even stay to help the village that welcomed them? Typical. Anyway, we get some more adventures. They keep running into zombies. At one point, Max jumps out to get footage as an idiot, and they have to pull him back in. But more importantly, we go to the United Nations to see what's being done about the spreading of this thing throughout Galapagos.
Well, we'll continue tomorrow, Your Excellency. Good night.
What a surprise. Nothing. They do nothing. Well, it's a world country. What's the big deal, right? Meanwhile, our intrepid band of explorers has found a house. So they explore. And they send Osborne, Tataro's best buddy, down to the basement to check things out. And he picks the worst time to start goofing around.
I've had worse.
I'm sorry. He deserved that one. Of course, commanding officer, Mike London's not doing too better. He's contending with a rabid granny. Dead center. Well, about this time, all heck's breaking loose. But Totaro, he knows how to get them to safety.
Yeah, sure, you cook your balcony, you!
All right, we'll call it a draw.
That's Totaro. He knows what he's doing. Well, we get some more travelogue footage until they finally get to the river. And then they get a boat. And they head to their final destination, that very same plant from the beginning. And it seems deserted. But we know it isn't.
I heard some funny noises in the back there. Stay near the elevator. Look out! Get back! Get back! You won't get me! You can't have me! No! No!
Wowzer! Yeah, I don't think any are going to make it out of this. But London's going to continue on with his mission. Even after he gets bit by one of the zombies as they're heading towards the main lab. He continues on. But before they go back to that office, remember that office? He has them wait outside. What he has to do, he has to do on his own. He was sent there to cover up what they were doing. What were they doing? Well, seems Lisa had been working on this story for quite a while, and the last remaining soldier, he gets told about it. Oh, his name is Vincent.
They were called Hope. They were centers of chemical research for the good of mankind. To help countries that are still underdeveloped. That was the cover. They were working on a solution to the problem that most torments the industrialized countries. The overpopulation of the world. Dispose of the weak elements, the most defenseless, the most numerous in the simplest possible way. Just cause them all to eat each other.
So, Sweet Death was a cover name for having all the third world countries turn to cannibalism. Unfortunately, they turned everybody into zombies. Well, all they have to do is get away and she can publish her story. Well, looks like the public's never going to know about this story. The cover-up has become official. And as it's stuck to the island of New Guinea, I'm sure they'll be able to just sweep through the zombies. No problem. I'm sure the gas will dissipate before it can get to any really first world countries that they would worry about. So maybe Sweet Death's going to work out.
Excuse me, sir. Do you have a...
You fell victim to one of the classic blunders.
I think it made it to the mainland. I know you love that kind of ending. Like I told you, zombies win. She's happy. Yeah, this is a pretty good flick here. Especially for a fan of the Italian zombie gut-munching genre. Lots of gore. Some of the effects are good. Some are obviously fake heads and such. And they're usually very depressing. Because they get you characters, you kind of get to like some of them, but everybody dies. That's the rigor. Good and bad, both go. And this has some very interesting points it makes about the rich, poor, ineffectual government, cover-ups, all of which by this point in time, people were more than ready to believe that, a first world nation would try to set up things in a third world nation to get rid of it by just having them kill each other. And looking at the way things are today, not much has changed in 50 years. 50? 80, 90, 10, 45, let's say. And that's kind of sad. Prophetic and depressing. But let's not dwell on that. Good points. Good action. Really good humor, with, especially from the guy playing Zataro. He's just a nut. Running all over the place. Although, the actor does get this really good dramatic scene. It's after his best buddy Osborne is killed, and you get to see his reaction later after the danger's done. It's a nice counterpoint to his continually jumping into the middle of a bunch of zombies and then killing them all and jumping back out. And of course there's some stereotypes like the stern, no-nonsense leader, and second in command who's a good-looking guy, has a start of a romance with the female lead. And of course, being Matei, she has to pop her top, as it were, for some gratuitous nudity that is fully appreciated by most of the male audience. And maybe some of the female audience. I'm not here to judge. But a lot of good action. And sadly, kind of believable in the way people are reacting to things. Especially that scene at the UN where nobody really seems to care. And, well, we'll talk about it more tomorrow. And meanwhile, the world's falling apart around them. And all they're really concerned about is covering up their plot. It's kind of more like a more serious take on like the absurdities that you got in Doctor Strangelove, where the world's blowing up and yet spies are still trying to get information to send back to their home governments, even though that government's not going to exist anymore. And that was played for laughs. But some gnarly special effects too. That elevator scene. The longer the film goes, the more graphic the feeding in the zombies goes, and it gets pretty nasty. The final one with the lead actress, where they basically rip her head apart, grabbing the mouth and just, I mean, parts of it look really fake, but still, it is just. Okay, it's probably not up there with like some of Romero's films, but for an Italian film, it's maybe just a step below the ones that Lucio Fulci made, because his were like top tier gore fests, zombie flicks, especially his trilogy of City of the Living Dead, Beyond, and House by the Cemetery, which was he considered that his Apocalypse trilogy. Or I'm not sure if Zombie's part of it or not. But yeah, they're all kind of interconnected. No, because City of the Living Dead kind of starts a thing that leads to the other. Yeah. Anyway, good second tier zombie flick. Of course, by the late 80s, the Italian zombie film was starting to go downhill. Overuse of CGI gore effects, which practical effects are always the way to go for me. Generational thing, I guess. Anyways, yeah, highly recommended for a gorehound, and then especially if you like goblin music. A little slow in parts because they have these long stretches of nature footage or documentary footage about different tribes, but that's one of the reasons it's second tier. But yeah, good action, gore, and just a hint of nudity for those that feel it's not a complete gourmet meal without. Well, please hit like, share, and subscribe. And after the credits, stay for my favorite scene.
this. You just keep the engine going in our getaway car. Just take a sec. Cut it out! Stop wasting your damn bullets, you jerks! You need to hit their heads! I told you!